Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And finally get into a couple of the stuff my friend Efree sent. Sorry about the wait, just had a lot to get to, but thank you for your patience, my friend. And first off, we're starting off. I'm already stumbling on my words just this fucking film. Parents. But for anyone that wants to request any type of videos, movie reviews, re-reviews, video game playthroughs, topics, tier lists, rankings, whatever the case, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a CashApp as well. Links are down below, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. For those who sent them, thank you. I do appreciate it. Now, I know this film has a cult following, has a pretty high IMDb rating. At least, I think it fucking doesn't deserve it. Because I frankly think this film sucks. Now, it's directed by Bob Balaban, who I know more as an actor. He was in 2010. He was in Altered States, among other films. And it stars Randy Quaid from the National Lampoon Vacation movies. He was in Independence Day. He was in Hard Rain. Now he's in, I don't know, Cuckoo Land for Cuckoo Puffs, where the fuck he went to, because he lost his mind. But, you know, it's sad because back in the day he was a good actor. He could do comedy, but he could do a menacing type of vibe to him. And you also have Mary Beth Hart, who was in, or Mary Beth Hurt. Mary Beth Hurt, who was in Daryl, for those who remember Daryl. And pretty much the story is it takes place in the 1950s, and this family has moved into the suburbs. This little kid, pretty much from the get-go, is fucked up. And he's having these nightmares. And eventually, he starts suspecting his parents because they're always having these leftovers. At one point, he catches them having sex. He has these nightmares about what he might have seen during the sex. And then he eventually finds out they're cannibals. Maybe the movie wanted us to wonder whether they were or not. If the kid was just completely emotionally stunted for whatever reason. I know people say, well, it's kind of how maybe some parents view how some kids, I should say, view their parents, where some kids, were maybe scared of their parents, or there were moments that they were scared, or moments they were scared of the world, and it seemed like a topsy-turvy place. I'm not in that group, meaning I just thought this movie a lot of times was fucking boring. It was slow. Not a whole lot happened. And what's a shame is I do think Bob Balaban has some decent techniques as a horror director. Meaning, there are some moments where he'll use the camera and there's like shots where he'll like go through the vents, or there's a time where someone finds a dead body and the person screams and the camera pulls away from her into the vents and it goes through all these vents pipes and then goes outside. Like, there's some interesting shots in the film. The way it plays up with the music, like the beginning where you have this very scary, creepy music, and then it goes to the 1950s music. Randy Quaid, I do think he's a good actor, and there are times he does have this menacing quality. Like when he's talking to the kid and goes, "Oh, mister, you scare me too. You don't look like me, you don't talk like me." And Randy Quaid can do that in a very effective manner. I mean, if you had Randy Quaid as your dad, you'd be fucked up too. Or at least this Randy Quaid. But first and foremost, my main issue with the movie, other than the fact I thought it was boring, I thought it took forever to get going. I think most people watch this, like if they watch the cover, if they see that cover, they're going to assume what it is. So now your audience is already ahead of you. And because it kind of, there's not really any twists and turns. That's the thing. You never suspect, like, at least to me, the movie never makes you think, oh, this kid may be wrong. No, these parents act weird, and they act strange, and they act like they don't want to answer certain questions. Like when the kid asks about leftovers, and they keep dodging the question. It's like, well, why are you dodging the question? Randy Quaid. I will say, I never bought him as the loving father in this. I never bought him as the father that would actually like and care for his kid. At least in this movie. So right from the get-go, to me, he had the aura of a villain. So I wonder if he was the right. I mean, I think as a menacing guy, he's good. Part of me wonders if he was the best choice, if he had someone who you could buy was a good guy and a good dad. So maybe you did a thinking of, well, hey, maybe this kid is wrong because his dad seems nice or his dad seems cool. No, it's not the case. To me, you never view Randy Quaid in that fashion. But the lead kid, now hey, maybe the lead kid was told to act this way. Maybe Bob Balaban or whoever gave him some really bad, awful, shitty direction. So if somehow the kid sees this, no offense to you, but the character annoyed me, angered me, triggered me. How the hell you want to explain it? I hated this kid. He was such a mumble mouth. He was so fucked. He got a goddamn whole jar of mumble stuck in his foot. Sometimes I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying with his dialogue. I'm like, can you open your mouth? Ah. I just want to reach in and talk. God damn it. When he sees his parents having sex, he's like, I'm thirsty. I'm like, what'd he say? You're what? I'm thirsty. It's Thursday? Is that what you said? It's Thursday? Are you sure it's not Thursday? Oh, you're thirsty. You know, open your mouth. I can't understand what the fuck you're saying, kid. And from the beginning to the end, he's just emotionally dead. Now, I know some could argue in some way on how that fits, because they establish he's a character who's had nightmares, and you do see these nightmares. There's a bit where he jumps to the bed and the bed turns into blood. There's a bit where he's looking, and which I thought was an effective scene that should be put in a different movie, where over here the fridge is bleeding and he looks and there's like a hand going crazy, like the garbage disposal. Kind of to be a creepy shot. But this kid, there's no arc of the character. He's just the same. This dead, wooden, blank expression that we're just thrown in. There's no build-up. He's already fucked up. And he comes up with these notions, and you're sitting there going, why does he come up with these notions? Like, he gets to a point where he knows his parents are cannibals, and he suspects the food they're eating. But the movie never establishes why the kid thinks that way. I know because I saw the poster, the trailer. Unless this kid saw the poster to his own film, how does he know? Because for what, it's just they're trying to talk to the kid, or they're serving leftovers, and then he has these nightmares, and he has these daymares. Like there's a bit where he's watching his mom cook, and his hallucination, his daymare, is he imagines the sausages coming down and wrapping around him. Because, again, he keeps having these nightmares and daymares because he's psychologically fucked up. But how did he become that way? Why did he become that way? Why does he suspect his parents? If he saw something, and maybe the sex scene, but at the same time, what we saw, it looked like that the mom had lipstick and all this stuff. But then later on, the kid imagines that there's all this blood, and I'm like, okay, is this what the kid saw during that sex scene? Is all this blood? Or is that him just taking that scene he saw and making it worse for wear because of his own doubts and insecurities? And so yeah, it's like, well, what the fuck is making him think his parent? The movie never broke down why the kid thought his parents were cannibals. He just, from minute one, he's just this. And he'll talk like this. I was ready to ask for a fucking red stapler. Where's my red stapler? Where's my red stapler? I'm gonna put the whole place down. Oh, at least he was funny in Office Space. Where's my red stapler? And I know people say this is a comedy. Where? I found not one damn thing funny in this movie. Not one. I didn't find a damn scene funny. I don't know what was meant to be funny. What was meant to be funny in this movie? I don't know. I don't know what was meant to be funny. Maybe the sausages his daymare was grabbing him. I'm like, okay, whatever. Just silly. Okay, maybe that. But I felt like for a good chunk of the movie, nothing was happening. He's just watching. He's watching his parents. He's watching over here. The social worker is seeing these drawings that the kid does and tries to talk to him. There's this girl neighbor who's a weirdo who wants the kid to keep taking off his fucking shirt, which was weird and creepy. And he wanted to get into like a freezer. I'll let you in if you take off your shirt. Just fucking creepy. Which I'm sure is the point of it, but they keep eating leftovers. He asks, what were they before they were leftovers? They were leftovers meant to be. But at that point, why is he thinking about the leftovers? Why is he thinking that? Because it's a tall order to think your parents is cannibals. That's a big leap to make. Such a big leap, even Superman would have a hard time to make that fucking leap. And it does nothing to show as to why this character thinks this way about his parents. Now, his dad seems a bit menacing, but I mean, that could lead to, I hate to say, abuse, alcoholism, or all sorts of stuff, but it doesn't lead to thinking the guy's a fucking cannibal. So, it felt as if there was another movie before this and we missed that movie. And that movie before this showed why this kid was in this state of affairs. Thus they move over here. And we don't get like a semblance of, oh, this kid noticed something in the past, or this kid has noticed something in their old home, or he found something, or a flashback where he found this one thing or two things, and that's what made him on this trajectory. And that's why he was having nightmares. That's why he was having daymares. That's why he can't get any sleep. Because before they moved here, he saw this one thing, or he thought he saw this one thing, or he blocked out this thing he saw, and it related to his parents, especially his dad, and he didn't say anything because his mind is trying to wrap his way around. And people go, well, that's what's happening. Well, the movie never fucking states that. So instead, I have this fucking kid who fucking mumbles, fucking mumble mouth. God damn it, get the fucking cotton out of your mouth. He annoyed me. He would irritate the fuck out of me. He wouldn't fuck. It just. I would make a bad parent, I know, because I'd be like, stuff the fuck out of it, kid. Stuff the fuck off it. Wake the fuck up. Go power drive you through the fucking floor. Take this kid in a power driver. Will you wake the fuck up then? He's just like, yeah, but he just annoyed the fucking piss out of me. Because of how wooden and dead he was to the fucking world. So no, I don't think it was a good performance. And I can't, it was hard for me to root for this kid. Just like, if you don't give a fuck, why do I give a fuck? That's what it seemed like with this kid. If you don't give a fuck about what's going on, just like, yeah, I don't know what it is. Okay, if you don't care, if you're on fucking Xanax, then why do I give a shit? A film that did this stuff better was The People Under the Stairs. Brandon Adams, that's a kid I could root for. We have a set of kind of parents and a bit of, bit of a horror film, but that's a kid you could relate to. That's a kid you could root for. That's a kid that had a whole array of emotions that you invested into the story. It wasn't fucking boring. I didn't half the film is just him watching shit. That's it. And a few like little bloody daymare nightmares. One day he follows his dad to work. His dad works in this stuff. Like, I guess he's like trying to make like a version of Agent Orange, because again, this is the 1950s, and eventually the kid is trying to put two and two together. The social worker lady goes with the kid in the basement, and they find a dead body, and that's where you get the shots. Eventually, the social worker, she gets killed. Randy Quaid ties the kid up. And I thought this was very stupid of him to say, "We're going to untie you. Now, you could sit with us and eat, or you could run out and say what's going on. And you know what they'll do? They'll burn us. You want that to happen?" I'm like, do you not know this kid don't like you? I think this kid has made it clear he don't give a fuck about you, but they untie him. So spoilers, during dinner he stabs Randy Quaid in like the shoulder. Randy Quaid is gonna kill him, saying we could make a new one, start from scratch. The mom ain't having it, so she tries to stop Randy Quaid, stabs him in the back. He turns the knife and stabs her and kills her. He chases the kid down the basement. He stumbles. He falls to the wine. The wine falls on him. The wine rack. One of the gas lines is ripped. The kid runs off, and it flashes to white because they couldn't afford an explosion. Unlike The People Under the Stairs, where you actually do see an explosion. You actually do see. And there's more of a message about the rich and the poor, and like there's much more of a message to it. There's much more excitement to it. There's much more to the characters. Here, the budget, they can't even afford an explosion. It just fades to white. Then it cuts to he's with his grandparents. They seem nice. They leave him a sandwich, and the kid looks at the sandwich and he wonders if maybe his dad was that way because of the grandparents. And they eat humans. And now it's going to start all over again. I'm like, I don't care. This kid can go eat itself. I don't give a fuck. Fuck the kid. It'd be a commercial for Arby's. We have the meats. Maybe you could grow up and star in them. Do the voice of we have the meats. Like I said, Bob Balaban, he did have some promise as a horror director, because I could see like certain shots, certain things where he has the camera and it sets on the certain sandwiches, or how certain editing will cut to meat sizzling. It's meant to be like a comedic effect. So maybe that's some of the humor people are talking about. And I guess a certain way he tries to do certain horror scenes. Like again, when the kid has some of these nightmares. But just the story is so blasé. Again, nothing much happens in the first half. The lead kid is so boring and so mumble mouth. I keep repeating that because he's just so fucking bland as fuck. The ending, like you could tell at the end, they didn't have much money because there wasn't a whole lot to it. Kind of Randy Quaid stumbling around. He couldn't really do a whole lot. And then fade to white because we can't film an explosion. And part of you goes, that's it? Yeah, I guess that's it. And as a comedy, I didn't really find much funny. As a horror film, it wasn't scary. Randy Quaid has some nice moments of menace to him. Mary Beth Hurt, she does fine as the mom. You know, I could take her or leave her. She does fine. But yeah, I didn't give a fuck about this movie. I did it when I first saw it. I watched it again. I didn't care for it. I know I got a Blu-ray. I don't know if there's features on it. I don't even care. Because I wouldn't buy if it was $5 fucking. Because, what, to be bored again? Movie's boring as shit. So, yeah, it's like the movie starts in the middle, like we missed a lot of information as to why this kid's this way, and why he's thinking this way, and why did he lead, why is mine leading to believe that his parents are this. For those who love the film, tell me, how does the kid know that his parents are cannibals? I'll ask you that. What did he see? What did he entail? The info for us, the audience, the ones watching it. Oh, that's why he thinks that. No. Did a piss poor job of that. He knows it because he read the script, and this is where it needs to go in the third act. So there you go. Dude, a good chunk of the film, just a whole lot of nothing happens. Even if you're a guy who likes to go in for gore, there's really no gore. If you go into a body count, there's really a body count, maybe, I guess technically one, the social worker, and even then, the death is it's meant for more comedy because it's like someone slow mo with a golf club just going like this. This is how fast it goes. So when it hits, it's like pop. So it's not that kind of movie. And the kid just annoyed the fucking piss out of me. Wanted to punch him through the fucking screen. So maybe that would wake him the fuck up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.